Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bronze Reaper. Today, I will be doing probably like 20, 30 minutes. I just want to talk because I was looking at Meek Mill's career, just watching the Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing going on, and I don't know how people, even myself, we forgot to appreciate Meek Mill's career. Like if you really look at his career, he stayed in his lane for so many years that people got. I feel like people tricked him out his position. If you look at the albums, his first two or maybe even three albums he had, they were very great and classic albums. But the question is, what is Meek Mill's legacy? I can tell you his legacy, but just looking at it, I think his legacy stands tall with a lot of people. But what? But the question I always asked was, where do we put him at? Me per se, and I'm gonna say this: I am, and was guilty of doing the same thing that other people were doing, and that was taking him out his lane. We were talking about, oh, he's not the greatest rapper of all times. He's not this. He's not that. But at the end of the day, what type of rapper was he? When I talk about Meek Mills and when I think about Meek Mills, I think about albums that he makes and songs that he make. Like you could put him in the category with DMX, Jadakiss, those type of people. But the reason why I say that, you can just hear me out. The reason why I put him in those type of categories because they made street anthems. Meek Mill was great at making street anthems. We see a lot of people who does his blueprint right now. Little Uzi Vert, I just want to rock. I want to rock. You don't think that was a street anthem? That was a Meek. That's a Meek Mill's playbook thing. I think we need to appreciate Meek Mills right now because at the end of the day, he puts out great stuff for the streets. It doesn't have to be popular. Sometimes this is what I learned in hip hop. Sometimes things just become popular. What was it? Philadelphia? That was a street anthem. I'm a boss, street anthem. Was it Dreams to Nightmares? I mean Nightmares to Dreams? Street anthem. These are street anthems out here. These are popular songs that we never talk about. We always say, oh yeah, Meek Mills is a one dimensional person. He raps the same, he raps the same. But this is why we love Meek Mills. Why do we need to take him out that why do we need to take him out that position? We like Meek Mills for the one dimensional person as we say he is. Didn't we like DMX for the same thing? Didn't we like Jadakiss for the same thing? Raw and gritty music, but the streets loved it. Those were the street anthem. Put your hands up. What's my name? No, I'm slipping, I'm falling. Those are street anthems. Yo, those shits was so gritty that they played in the clubs. Sometimes I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I get pissed off about situations like that and things like that because we gotta understand this. As much as academics call him fucking stupid, he can't write. It doesn't matter when he's writing these great songs. When he's rapping these great songs. when he's doing his thing. Why is that a problem? That's my issue. Why is that a problem? Oh yeah, before we get any more into it, if you like the conversations or if you want to talk more about the conversations, do it in the live chat. And also, we got Cash App and I'm on X too. So definitely hit me up, write me, DM me, send in a Cash App. Definitely write something, like, share, and definitely, follow. But to get you back into the situation, that has always been my That has always been my problem with Meek Mills. But at the end of the day, that wasn't his problem. That was my problem. That was my problem that I didn't like that shit. That was my problem that I was getting tired of it. But at the end of the day, we have to appreciate it. It's great music. Why the fuck do we have to go low blow when we talking about his music? Why you have to manipulate the things he does because you don't like how he acts? Because how he treat people. Nobody didn't say shit with all these other stars doing it. Why are we cherry picking right now? Why are we having selective memory? Why? Like I said, I Meek Mill's career, and if he's still, and the thing about it, if he goes back and stays in his lane and does what he was supposed to do, we won't have any problems. And the reason why we wouldn't have any problems is because he makes great music. All these, oh, he fell off. Da, da, da. He fell off because he changed his style. He didn't do what he was doing before. He forgot why people loved his music. Yeah, your shit is gritty. Yeah, your shit sometimes isn't for the radio. But at the end of the day, it's gonna play. It's gonna get some airtime. And that was always my issue with him. I was gonna talk about Kanye, but I'm not. That's another thing I'm gonna talk about later on in life. It's just I had a video up, but I took that shit off because I think I'm gonna get a copy strike for all the fucked up and fuckery he does. And I'm gonna be personally honest. Kanye West isn't the perfect person to talk about. So I'm sorry if I deleted my old video and didn't have y'all give y'all a chance to look at it, but it's not worth it. Kanye's not worth it. That type of content is not worth it. Kanye always been a piece of shit to people. He always been wishy-washy, but at the end of the day, we don't have to follow that lead with that motherfucker. We don't. But I think we need to appreciate Meek Mill's his legacy, man. Hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, we need to appreciate his legacy, man. It's I don't think we should shit on him because I think he made great music. I think he made great music that it's gonna last a lifetime. I don't think anybody. Let me tell you something. In Philly, the dreams, the nightmare. I mean, nightmares, the dreams, is a Philly anthem. We should never try to take that away from him. We shouldn't even think about it like, oh, yo, he sucks. He's what? No, are you crazy? You might not like his style, but it sells. The reason why it's not selling because people manipulated the system. People added politics into music. How you think Drake got on? Why you think people telling, oh, Drake is a great hip hop lyricist, and Drake is not a hip hop lyricist? You gotta write your own shit. You could get help with like a hook or something, but writing some shit, nah. A motherfucker wrote your whole song. Then you get, and listen, let me tell you something. All this bullshit started over Drake. People got mad because everybody was comparing Drake to Meek Mills. And I wouldn't say, yo, that's an insult. Why would you do something like that? I have my own style. He has his own style. But Meek Mills was hearing that shit so much that he got mad and just explained like, yo, the nigga don't even write his own music. The nigga was like, yo, he don't write his own music. And that was the beginning of the end. Drake manipulated the system so he doesn't sell. So he can look crazy. Like, let's be personally honest. This is the truth. This is the truth. Drake fucked his career up. Now the crazy same shit is happening to Drake. Drake has a problem with it. Drake had a problem with it. But everything that Meek Mill said was right and it was true. He should have never got mad because it wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. And if he was gonna get mad, he should have got mad at I think who told him. People are saying it was Nicki Minaj. I don't know how true it is, but he was going out with Nicki Minaj at the time, and they were in the same label at the time. So the question is, should this take his career? I personally say no. But at the end of the day, when you have media who's not really being a journalist or even a media or okay, so I'm gonna be personally honest. When it comes to something like this, I wish they had classes for this. I would take those type of class. Because at the end of the day, there's some do's and don'ts that you're supposed to know. And some people just don't know. People just be talking to be talking. People break rules just to, make money. Give me a second, everyone. Yeah, it's just people break rules and people get mad about the situation. I don't think people should be getting mad because at the end of the day, if it's the truth, it's the truth. You know? I'm just checking because I think I put my name wrong on the Cash App. But, hold on a second. But yeah, I always tell people that. I was like, yo, we shouldn't be mad at what he said because at the end of the day, it was true. I think everything he said was true. It's just at the end of the hold on. There we go. But I think that's what fucked his career up. You know, am I gonna say he was? Am I gonna say, oh, he was? Uh, what's his name? Ja Rule? No, I'm not gonna say he was Ja Rule because at the end of the day, I don't think he was Ja Rule. I think, Meek Mill still had a great career. He still had songs. It's just at the end of the day, there's some shit that can just manipulate how you make money. That's what happened to Meek Mills. And I'm just being personally honest. I was never a big Meek Mills fan, but I enjoyed his music. This is his legacy. His legacy is the great street anthems he had. Those were great street anthems. We wasn't here for his spit his consciousness. No, we was there for the street anthems. Just like Jada Kiss, we was there for the street anthems, that hood shit, the gritty stuff. And this is the thing. There's a lane for that. That was his lane. But the thing about it, when you fucking around with these pop people, these pop stars, oh, you're not making money. Nigga, that's not my lane. That's not why I got into this industry. We're here to make money, but at the end of the day, I'm here to make great music. I'm here to make great music. And the thing about it, this is so crazy as it is. He will be a top five and one of the greatest people coming out of Philly. You got Beans, you got Free, you got Schoolie D, and you might got him and Cassidy. That's what you have to go with. I personally wish we would have had a at least one song with him and Freeway. Freeway and Beans. That shit would have been dope. With those three, it would have been dope. But at the end of the day, I don't think we will ever get it anymore. I think what's his name, Beans' throat's all fucked up. But I just had to say that because I was really thinking about that. I was like, damn, where's Meek Mill's? What was at the end of the day? The question is, say, yo, after everything is said and done, what's next? What do you think about your career? That was popping in my head when I was thinking about something, but it wasn't about music. I just put it in a formal way for Meek Mills. Like after all this shit is said and done, what is your legacy, my nigga? His legacy is dope. His legacy is one of the greatest legacies ever out of Philly. I can't wait to see a documentary about this. He worked on prison reform. He did music. He has one of the greatest songs that everybody knows. That's just a. We're not even talking about a Philly anthem. Just an anthem. Just a regular anthem. Nightmares to Dreams. That's like that's like a black man's dream right there. Yo, I remember I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Yo, when things pop off, man, hold up. Y'all thought I was done. I'm ready to get busy now. This is why I always tell people all the time. I was like, yo, hear my son yelling? My son's getting frustrated. You can't put something in like probably a car or something. But yeah, it's just, you just gotta, sometimes we just gotta appreciate the music that these people give us. These people give us great music. They gave us fire. He gave us fire. And at the end of the day, I don't want to at least, God forbid, anything happens to anybody, we can't say like, yo, this man had a sucky legacy. He had a great legacy. He had a great legacy. Like Meek, they're gonna make a movie about you one day. They might even have a movie like I don't want to use Notorious because Notorious died at the end, but they might have a legacy where you move on to something that have 3 times more money than you have. You doing something for Philly. You're changing Philly. You're making Philly look different. And that's always a good thing. A change is always sometimes a good thing, man. We can't be saying, oh, changes is always bad. No, sometimes it's a good thing. And I just want to see what else he's going to put out, and I'm going to land here, all right? I'm going to say this. All this Drake shit, oh, Drake killed his career. No, it's just like, yo, Meek Mills just lost focus on what was his bread and butter. The stuff that now we could say, yo, we actually loved about Meek Mills. We loved he made those hood bangers. We glad he made those type of, he rapped the way he rapped. Or supposedly he rapped one dimensional. Nigga, I like that shit. Fuck it. I like that shit. That shit is dope. I wouldn't want him to change it now. When you appreciate music, you appreciate that. You be like, yo, I don't want him to rap like fucking K Dot. I want him to rap the Meek Mills way. I appreciate that shit about him. But until then, I told y'all I'm just gonna do like a 20-minute video. I appreciate y'all for jumping on. Again, appreciate his legacy because his legacy is actually dope. I think Meek Mill's legacy is dope, and I think we need to give more credit than what most of these media outlets are giving him. Everybody take care.